Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about how to win government contracts in 45 days without using Beta Sam. Before I get into the video, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe, okay? I really want you to subscribe. We're really trying to grow this channel, so please help us out by subscribing. It's completely free, so please go ahead and do that. I'll give you like 2 seconds to do that. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the video started where we're going to teach you how to win government contracts in 45 days from scratch, okay? Okay guys, so before I get into the video, the first question is, what is government contracting? If you don't know yet, let me just go ahead and explain that to you. So government contracting is the procurement of goods and services on behalf of the public's authority. What that simply means is the government buys products and services from businesses, to do public work. So the government prints money, the businesses get those government contracts, then the businesses hire employees to then deliver on those projects, and those employees pay the government back in taxes. It's a full cycle, okay? So we're going to be businesses that's receiving the money from the government and then hiring employees to do the job, and that's the best place to be. So the first thing to do if you want to win contracts in the next 45 days is to first have a business. Once you have a business, you can start bidding on government contracts, okay? Now let's differentiate that. So there's 3 different agencies. It's a federal agency. At the federal level, you bid on federal contracts, and on federal contracts you have to get registered with Beta Sam, right, to be able to bid on federal contracts. With state contracts, you don't have to get registered on Beta Sam. All you have to do is be a business in good standing within your state, right? So pay your taxes if you owe taxes. Last level is the local level. At the local level, local city municipalities, that's a low-hanging fruit, okay? And that also falls within your state. Like I said, there's 3 levels of government contracting: the federal level, where you need Beta Sam; the state level, where it's each individual state; and the local level, right, which is within the state. So how do you win your contracts in the next 45 days? Well, the first thing, like I said, is to have a company. Once you have a company, you can start bidding on government contracts. Now, if you want to go for federal contracts, you have to get registered, and that registration process takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So that might take away some of your 45 days, right, and leave you only with about, let's say, 4 to 5 weeks. But you can still apply for federal contracting by going to Sam.Gov and applying there. And while your application is processing, you can actually start bidding on state and local contracts immediately. Like as soon as you have a company within your state, you can start bidding on state and local contracts, right? So this video is really going to be catered towards that because you don't have a cage code yet, right? So at the state and local level, they usually do RFPs or IFBs, right? RFP is a request for proposal where they want a technical solution. They want your approach. It's all about the best value, right? Not the lowest price, but the best value. And that's where proposal writing really comes in. And for the IFB, which stands for invitation for bid, they want the lowest price, okay? At the state and local level, they're most likely going to be RFQs because they want the lowest price technically acceptable, right? Now, when they say technically acceptable, it means that, let's say it's $100 and you bid $20, it's like, okay, realistically, this is not possible, right? So the lowest price technically acceptable could be like market value is $100, but you're only charging $80, right? They can technically accept that because it's within range. Don't go so low to where it's kind of blowing you out of the water, right? But overall, there's RFPs and IFBs at the state level. Now, your job is to go find those contracts within your state, okay? So go to your state's website. How do you find your state's website? Go to Google and type in your state's name and add procurements at the end of it. So Virginia procurements, Maryland procurements, California procurements, Texas procurements, right? You'll be redirected to the state's website. On the state's website, you can actually find the contracts that that state has. Now, when you find those contracts, since you're really new in the government market, you really want to find a contract that you can put together and successfully deliver. I like to say, find contracts that you can finesse. If you can finesse and literally put it together, in the best position to win that contract, go ahead and finesse that contract and put it together. You also want to make sure that you're allowed to use subcontractors in that particular opportunity, because at the state level, using subcontractors without permission might be considered collusion. So you want to make sure you read that RFP or IFB very thoroughly to understand what the agency wants, okay? So you go find the contract, you read the contract. If it makes sense, you want to pursue it, hey, I can deliver, I can find the right contractors, on Craigslist or wherever you can find the contractors, right? You find the right people, you put them together, you submit your bid. You're either gonna have to get the pricing together or the proposal together, right? And you submit that bid. Now, you can literally do that within the first 7 days of creating your business, or even finding a contract, right? As long as you have a business, you can do that. Now, the key for the next 45 days is you want to be bidding a lot of contracts. The only way you win is if you're bidding. If you're not bidding, you're not winning, right? And sometimes they take a little longer to reward contracts. So don't bid one contract and sit there and wait for a response before you bid your next one. Bid one contract while they're processing it, go find another one and do it again, right? And then that's at the state level. You can do the exact same thing at the local level. Type in your city and type in procurements, like Baltimore procurements, like Louisiana procurements, right? That's a state. But you want to type in your city, even your county, and add procurements at the end of it, and you will find the procurement website. You can find opportunities within that state. It's literally so easy, okay? So you don't need to use Beta SAM to find contracts. Now, I was just talking about the state and local level, right? Let's say you want to find contracts at the federal level. How can you find contracts without using Beta SAM? Well, I imagine you already registered at this point, because you cannot bid a contract unless you're registered. But let's say you are registered, what do? Well, you can find the procurement forecast list. Every agency has forecast lists where they post contracts coming down the pipeline. So do your market research using FPDS and USA Spending. Find your target agency, locate that agency's information. You can call the OSTABU, the small business liaison. Overall, contact that agency and find out what opportunities they have coming down the pipeline. You can even share your capability statement with them. Overall, you want to reach out to this agency and see what opportunities are coming up, right? You can also use a forecast list to find other opportunities, or worst case scenario, go to Beta SAM, right? Because you don't have to use Beta SAM to find the contracts, but you want to really avoid using Beta SAM, right? Only time I use Beta SAM is if I'm looking for RFIs. I don't like finding RFPs on Beta SAM, because if there's an RFP on there, it's probably been, seen by a billion people already, right? So I increase my chances by only doing RFIs, which is a request for information, where the government is looking to see what's out there, right? That's your time to really market your company, okay? So overall, if you want to win contracts in the next 45 days, right, these are the steps. Step 1, have a company. Once you have a company, you can bid on contracts at the state and local level without having to do anything else, okay? But if you want to bid on federal contracts, you want to go ahead and register in Sam.Gov, okay? Once registered in Sam.Gov, you're given a cage code, and with that cage code, you're open to bid on contracts across the United States. But while your cage code is pending or is processing, right, you don't want to sit there twiddling your thumbs, so you go to the state level and start finding state opportunities. So go to Google, type in your state's name, add procurements at the end of it, find the procurement website, and you'll be able to see all the open contracts. When you find out open contracts, read through them, see what you can do, see what you can put together, and essentially get the people together, get your resources together, right, to make sure you meet the minimum requirements and put your bid together. When you're putting your bid together, it's either going to be an IFB, which is they want the lowest price, or an RFP, which is, hey, what's the best value, right, the best solution, right? So you want to know the difference, because knowing the difference is going to let you know how to put your pricing together. One is, hey, lowest price. One is, hey, the best value, right? Big difference. So once you put that price together, you submit that bid, you want to go through and submit more bids. So overall, it's 45 days, right, which ultimately comes out to about 6 weeks. The first week, you're really just getting your bearings, so you have 5 weeks now to bid, let's say, 2 or 3 contracts a week. If let's say you bid 2 contracts a week for 5 weeks, that's 10 contracts that you've bid, okay? And it's not that difficult to bid a contract, okay? If you find a proposal that you want to submit a bid on, the government really looks for 3 things. This is a little quick tip right here. The government looks for 3 things when you're writing those proposals, those RFPs. They want you to be risk adverse. They don't like taking risk. So make sure your proposal is very risk adverse and is lowering the risk for the government, period. The second thing that they look for is, are you cost effective, right? Meaning that you don't want to be the lowest price and you also don't want to be the highest price, right? You want to be in the middle, right? And also deliver tremendous value, which is the third thing that they look for. Are you a value added resource? Are you a value added company, right? What additional services can they get by working with you? How much additional value can you bring? They want peace of mind, right? So give them all that in your proposal, make it very persuasive, and really show them that you're going to go above and beyond and deliver on the contract. Okay, it's not that difficult, honestly. All you have to do is learn the steps to government contracting. Once you learn the steps through practice and repetition, you will ultimately become a very successful government contractor. And all I'm here to do is give you those steps and help you along the journey. So if you find this very valuable, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, thank you. Subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know below in the comments. Okay, and also if you want to go ahead and get GovCon University, where we talk all about government contracting, all you have to do is visit govconuniversity.com. I'll put in the link below, and you can enroll into GovCon University, where we teach you all about government contracting. Again, thank you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video. And make sure you subscribe. Okay, thank you.